Hi, hello, welcome back to the class, everyone. Okay, algorithm and flowcharts. So, what are algorithms and flowcharts? That is what we are going to learn in this lesson. Process of solving practical problems, right? So, let's see how to solve a problem, right? Imagine that a group of relatives have arrived when you were alone in the house. Okay, you need to serve them something. Here, you should prepare a cup of tea by following different steps. So, now you just imagine that you are alone at home, nobody is there, okay? And some relatives comes to your home, some relatives comes to your home and you had to make or you had to prepare tea for them. On another, it is a problem, right? So you are alone and relatives come and you have to prepare or you should to prepare a cup of tea. Now it is a problem. On another occasion, another one, you will have to make a fruit salad for a dessert or make a birthday cake. On all these occasions, you need to solve problems. Compare it with calculating the area of a rectangle during your mathematics lessons. When we have a certain aim, we do certain activities to achieve it in our day to day life. We often solve problems. Now, when you are in your day to day life, okay, in your day to day life, there are problems, okay, there are a lot of problems. Here, you should solve these problems. So, how to solve these problems? There are steps, right? And you should know that all the problems, there are solutions. All the problems, there are solutions. For an example, you are hungry. That is a problem. You are thirsty. That is a problem. Okay? You are sleepy. That is a problem. So, there are problems, right? Problems, when it occurs, problems come in different occasions, right? So for an example, we'll say you are hungry. So what is the solution? Eating is the solution. So there should be food to eat, right? Likewise, each and every problem which occurs in your life, okay, in day to day life, there are solutions for them. You should know that, right? How to solve a problem? Next one. The problem needs to be analyzed well before solving it. So, when you are solving a problem, you should analyze the problem very well. Then you can get a good understanding of how to solve the problem. If you analyze the problem before solving the problem, okay, analyzing mean you go and search what is the problem, okay, what is the nature of the problem, what is actually the problem is. So you are like you are analyzing the problem, right, examining the problem. After analyzing the problem well and uh, get a good understanding of how to solve the problem, the process of problem solving has an input. You can solve a problem, right? Now you get an idea about the problem, what is a problem is, then you can solve a problem. When processing of problem solving, okay, when the process of problem solving is taking place, there are three things. One is input, there should be an input, there should be a process, there should be output. So, for an example, what is input in a problem? What is a process in a problem? What is an output of a problem? This is the thing. Input means things to be included to solve a problem. So, for an example, if you are hungry, what is the input to solve your hunger? Food. So, that is the input. Process means guidelines to be followed to solve the problem. When you are solving a problem, there are guidelines, right? So, for an example, you are hungry, you have the input, the food. What is the process here? Eating. So, eating is a process, right? You should eat the food. Output the result you get after solving the problem. So what is the solving of the problem of hunger? You are now full. You are not hungry. So that is the solution. Thus, you will understand that processing content according to a recipe is known as solving problem. For an example, the input, process and output of preparing a fruit salad, right? So now you are going to prepare a fruit salad. So let's consider the input, process and output of the problem making the fruit salad. So the input is a variety of fruits, okay? Banana, pepper, watermelon, dates, right? And orange, apple, grapes, okay, and pineapple. These are the inputs. Now you are going to make a fruit salad now. So what are the inputs of making the fruit salad? They are the variety of fruits, whatever the fruits. You can write them one by one or you can write a variety of fruits. What is the process? Washing the fruits. First of all, you should go to the, yes, you should wash the fruit. Then cutting the fruit. You should cut the fruit. After that, you should mix the fruit. Isn't it? So that is the process going on. What is the output? Fruit salad. That is the output. Now understood. Second example. The input, process and output of finding the area of a rectangle are as follows. So when the teacher tells you to find the area of the rectangle, you are in grade 6 now, so you know how to find the area of a rectangle, right? So when the teacher when the teacher asks you to find the rectangle of a, find the area of a rectangle, what is the input of the finding the area? The length of the rectangle and the width of the rectangle. So the length and width of the rectangle. What are the process? You should multiply the length with the width. The output, area of the rectangle. So now you know what are the things you want to solve a problem. Okay, when you are solving a problem, there should be an input, there should be process, there should be output, right? So according to the problem, when you are solving it, it depends. The input depends, process depends, output depends on the problem you are solving. Now let's learn what is an algorithm. An algorithm, okay, understood it well, huh? If you are able to prepare a cup of tea, tie the shoelace correctly, or put on the school uniform correctly, then you know to use an algorithm. For an example, if you know how to make a cup of tea, if you know how to put on your school uniform correctly, if you know how to tie the shoelace correctly, okay, if you know how to make a cake correctly, if you know how to prepare a fruit salad correctly, then you know how to use an algorithm. Actually, what is an algorithm? Ah, an algorithm is a method that includes all the steps of solving a problem in order is known as an algorithm. So what is an algorithm? Nalla good. You should understand it very well, okay? An algorithm, what is an algorithm? It is a method, okay? It is a method that includes all the steps of solving a problem in order. The method includes all the steps of solving a problem in order. For an example, the steps to create a fruit salad are as follows. Now you are asked to make a fruit salad, right? So there are some methods to make the fruit salad, isn't it? What are the steps? There are steps to make a fruit salad, isn't it? So what are the steps of making the fruit salad? First step, you should find various kinds of fruits. So you should go to the shop, you should find various kinds of fruits. That is the first one, first step. Second step, you bring them to the house, then you wash them. That is the second step. Third step, cutting the fruits into small pieces. Fourth step, putting the pieces of fruit into a bowl. Fifth step, add sugar and mix. Sixth step, you serve the fruit salad in bowls. So now these steps, okay, when you are making a fruit salad, there is a method, isn't it? When you are following this method, these methods include steps of solving the problem, isn't it? You are now solving the problem step by step. So this method, okay, this method includes steps. These steps of solving problem in orderly. We should orderly solve the problem, isn't it? So when you are solving a problem in order and using these steps, are known as algorithm. So this is an algorithm of making a fruit salad. Now understood what is an algorithm? It is important to write the steps sequentially in an algorithm. You should write them sequentially. Okay. You can't change the steps. It should be in order. Think about what will happen if the sixth step is done as the second step. So what is the sixth step? Serving the fruit salad in bowls. What is the second step? Washing all the fruits well. So what happens here when you are changing those two steps? All the fruits mixed with sugar should be washed again, isn't it? So it is wrong, the steps. Therefore, it is important to write the steps of an algorithm sequentially. When you are dressing, okay, when you are dressing, when you are putting on your uniform, your school uniform, there are methods, right? You can't wear the uniform first and then you wear your underdresses, isn't it? You can't put on your shoes, after that you can't wear your socks, isn't it? It is wrong, no? So it should be sequentially followed. So first of all, you put on your socks, after that you put on your shoe. That is an algorithm. How to write an algorithm here? Now let's see how to write an algorithm. When writing an algorithm in a standard way, every algorithm must have a start and an end. When you are writing an algorithm, okay, when you are writing an algorithm in the ICT, there should be a start and there should be an end. At the end, there should be an end. At the beginning, there should be a start. Therefore, it is compulsory to include an initial step and a final step in writing an algorithm in addition to the normal steps. So, for an example, you are making a cup of tea. First step should be start. It is compulsory to include an initial step and a final step. So the initial step is start. After finishing making the cup of tea, your final step should be end. Understood? For an example like this, the algorithm for making a chocolate cake. First, you should start, right? So first step is start. Second step, clean and wash the baking tray and other bowls. Dissolve chocolate. Next one, mix wheat flour and baking powder. Beat butter until it gets creamy. While beating, add sugar little by little. Add the egg one by one to the sugar and butter mixture and beat it. Then add the flour mixture little by little. Add the dissolved chocolate. Add milk. Put the mixture into the baking tray and bake it. Let it cool after baking. Decorate as you wish and serve it. Finish? Yes. Then end. So see, this is an algorithm of making a chocolate cake. In this algorithm, the initial step and the final step is there. That means the start and the end is there. In every algorithm, the first step should be the start and the last step should be the end. For another example, algorithm of finding area of a rectangle. So before you find the area, you start to find it, right? So start. Get the length of the rectangle. Get the width of the rectangle. Area equal length x into width. Get the area of the rectangle. Then finished? Yes. End. So I'll wind up the class. Until we will meet again at the next class. Thank you for joining the class, everyone, and have a nice day.